welcome again to one of our kerfuffle testimonials. We are really pleased here to have Simone Flegg from Glenn Flegg And Co today. How are you, Simone? You okay?
Yeah, doing well, thank you. All good. Nice to see you, Simon.
Good stuff. Well, hopefully not too bright for you on a dank morning. But anyway, we're here today to talk about Eurolink's VECO, Simone. So thank you very much for taking your time out of your busy day to do that. I suppose just first and foremost, just so people will understand where you are, would you just describe the business, Glenn Flegg itself? And I understand you're a family-based business. You're a multiple award-winning. I couldn't help miss that. I'm always big on my awards, so
yeah,
that's fantastic. Would you just give a bit of context so people understand where you are in the market?
Yeah, sure. My dad set it up in the 90s. We've been going, this is our 30th year, I'm proud to say. We're independent family. I've got my brother there, my husband, my dad oversees things. So yeah, really proud that we've managed to keep going all these years through the ups and downs. And we've built up a really good lettings business. We've got about 350 managed properties. Some real long-standing clients. They've been with us over 20 years. So yeah, we're proud of our business.
You should be. That's really congratulations on the 30 years and a really strong rent roll there as well. So give us some context. How long in that process then have you been using Eurolink and especially the VECO product? What do you remember when you first went live?
Yeah, I think I was actually off sort of bringing up the kids, and it was my husband that chose Eurolink at the time. And then we upgraded from there about 3 or 4 years ago to VECO. We just knew it was time. We just needed, you know, all the additions and the power grids and the automates and all that sort of thing. So I think it was about 3.5 years ago we went live onto VECO.
And what's been the experience since then? I mean, first of all, I suppose it's great knowing that you've got the upgrade path there. They've held your hands to take you through to the latest iteration of their software. That must feel quite comfortable.
Yes, yeah, it was a really good migration. They did handhold us, and we hadn't always inputted our data in the way it was meant to be, but we were handheld through all of that, and the migration was very smooth. And then they were just on tap, sort of advising us and guiding us, you know, post-migration. So yeah, and now we've changed the way we do all our accounting. We've switched out accountants. He's retired, our old faithful accountant, and we've got someone that's doing all the bank wrecking, you know, via the automated process. So we've cut down on many man-power hours of accountancy, and yeah, it's all really good, and we're able to deal with all the new legislation that's hitting us thick and fast, visa changes, and we've got licensing. So yeah, it's been really good. Thank goodness we did take the jump and do it.
That sounds really, really useful. And yeah, I mean, that legislation is not slowing anytime soon, is it?
No.
It's interesting what you did say there, though, as well, is you know, a lot of the time people just kind of leave the software on the side and almost work around it. But from what I hear there, am I right in thinking you've actually almost changed the way you business to reflect, you know, to make the software work in line with you as well?
Yes, I would say definitely. Yeah. So it's you know, I always say to the staff, it's got so much capability. It's sort of navigating sometimes and working out. It's limitless, really. But we've definitely changed most of our processes in property management to embrace all the extra bits that VECO has in terms of power grids, automates. So yeah, we've completely reworked all our processes.
I've come across the automate element before. That's something that VECO's known very strongly for. Just talk us through the power grids for somebody that wouldn't know the VECO system. What essentially does that help you do?
I think I think you use a power grid when you're pulling data from all different sections, but it's to give you a snapshot of a variety of things. So yeah, so that's really good, and that might be bespoke to our business or other businesses. So not everyone would necessarily want that, but yeah, our power grid. But yeah,
I think that's what it's about these days, isn't it? The systems of old, when I used to sell them, it was a one size fits all, really. But actually, they can start to reflect your own business and present the information you want. That's one nice enhancement and development of these systems, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah. So that's like the bespoke part of it. But yeah, they're really, really good, really valuable.
So the onboarding, from what you can remember, was good. The training to get your team on side was was what was needed. Is that right?
Yeah, we've done a variety of training styles. So we've gone on site, and that's been really nice, really good for team building, and the staff are always so friendly at Eurolink. And then we've done the Zoom stuff, which is just as effective and much more flexible, you know, sort of during the pandemic and stuff. So yeah, it's been really, really good.
So they helped you out even through the pandemic, because you know a few suppliers, well-known suppliers, almost you know, pulled down the shutters really, but they were there to still help you get the most out of the software.
Yes,
yes, challenging time.
It really kept us going because we had people off sick and things. So yeah, we had to onboard other staff and temps and things like that, and I had to get them up to speed quickly. So we just did some Zoom training, which was like priceless. It was amazing.
That's really good. And what else? I mean, you mentioned there the automation element. We can jump into that. Or what do you think? What do you think if you were to summarise a VECO in terms of the key strengths? What would you say they are?
Well, the accountancy side, obviously, we've been able to change the way we do that. And like I say, that's actually reduced costs massively because we don't need the accountants to do so much work, as it were. Yeah. And then, yeah, just keeping on top of things, keeping all the tenancies compliant, which is just getting harder and harder. You know, it's not about letting houses and flats anymore. It's about ticks in boxes and making sure that we're not breaking all these new laws that keep coming. So, yeah, so it gives us the confidence to do that and manage more properties. And we've got about 150 rent collections as well. So, you know, about 500 to keep compliant, plus let onlys. It's there's a lot to do, but yeah, VECO lets us do that.
There's a really sizable task there, and I suppose what what VECO seems like it's doing for you there is doing what the basic premise of technology is about. It's doing more with less, isn't it, really?
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
Cool. So you mentioned there they stayed in touch with you during the whole COVID side of things. That was helpful. But just on an ongoing basis, is the account management, do you take advantage of that? What's that like in terms of helping you understand how to get the most out of the software?
Yeah, well, I touch base with the account managers, and yeah, just talking it through and saying, do you know what I need this, and then they'll think about it, and they'll either tell me there and then, oh, this is the best way to tackle it, or they'll have a think and they'll come back with a proposal. So yeah, it's like a journey of just making things more efficient, and yeah, so they're just there all the time. That's the great thing about it.
Nice one. Okay, that's lovely. And you, obviously yourself, it sounds like you're really, you know, super user of the software, as it were. But clearly you need to take the whole team with you as well to make a lot of these systems work. What does the rest of the business think about it? Are they all like-minded like you, fans of the software, or is it a bit of a split?
No, they're all fans, and they love the help desk. They're so helpful and friendly on the help desk. They never make you feel silly for asking any question. You know, no question is a silly question. And no, they just know that's how they can do their job properly, is by, you know, having the help desk and having all the support that Eurolink provides.
Excellent. And can you talk about as well, you know, I mean, we were saying there's some of its key strengths, but there's, you know, you've got the property management elements of it, the actual processes, works orders and everything else. You've got the core accounts functionality, and then you've got that automation there. Could you talk us through your thoughts on that? Because I think from what we were saying off camera there, the automation in particular has been a particular benefit for you.
Yeah, the automates, yeah, it's just with all the new legislation. What it does is it allows the property managers, you know, to be picking up the phone, but then it's because it's an automated process, they'll be blind copied on reminders. So it will just help them throughout their day, you know, get things in check, remind tenants well in advance that they need to be looking at their visa renewals and things like that. So yeah, it just assists all the time, just giving snapshots of where there's gaps, you know, to fill quickly, because there's all associated fines with all of this now as well.
Of course, yeah. Yeah. And what about, you were talking about integration as well. So you, with third parties and things like that, how does
help
you out there?
Yeah, well, when we went to the some of the big VEA masters and things, with the banning of tenant fees, we were advised to, you know, generate new revenue streams. Yep. So you can work with other partners and provide leads, and then in return get some commission back. So it VECO integrates with many other suppliers and partners. So it's yeah, to create new revenue streams that we've lost along the way.
That's great, because a lot of the time you can have all of these different suppliers, and then they're all not working closely together, and it feels like a bit of a Jenga pile kind of piled on top of each other. The nice thing about a system like VECO, when it works like that, is integrating with those partners. It makes it feel like there is a proper tech stack there.
Yeah, and you don't have to double up on tasks. So there's a feed that goes off and works alongside. So yeah, thus reducing manpower hours again. Yeah.
And just looking at that in terms of like the productivity gains or the any kind of return on investment results, how are you able to quantify it all? How VECO helps you out there? You mentioned already from the manpower saving point of view. What else is there?
We just sort of being able to work with partners easily and keeping the manpower down, and then getting a return on that as well. So yeah, so another revenue stream.
So again, I probably don't need to ask you this, because it's clear you're obviously a fan there. So your final thoughts on VECO, how would you summarize them?
Just really lovely people, always ready to sort of embrace change, support. Just highly recommend, because it'd be difficult not to have something like that, you know, in this day and age in lettings. So yeah, highly recommend. You'd
be amazed, considering how many people out there would not be nodding the same way as you. So I think that's really helpful for you to be so honest. And from just look, obviously we're a review platform here. Could you just rate them out of 5 stars, 5 being the top, 0 being the opposite? How would you say your experience?
Definitely a 6 or a 5. Yeah.
I'm going to have to change the website to cater for that. But and of course, I suppose it's an obvious one there, but obviously you're not, as long as it's not your competition, I'm guessing you would recommend this to other people within the industry.
Indeed, yeah, definitely, 100%.
Simone, thank you very much for taking the time out here, sharing your thoughts on VECO.
Thank you.
Fantastic, and hope to catch up with you soon.
Yeah, good to see you. Thanks, Simon.
Bye.
Bye.